I'll start. 20 years. Kamusta ka ngayon?
Happy.
That's a good start.
Roldan has almost 2 decades of BPO experience and is a former vice president for operations.
Now, he is a paralegal consultant for C-level executives. This is his story so far.
A story full of lessons about leadership and raising others.
Who is this guy and what will he be talking about?
I will talk about the in-betweens. Between giving up and success, most of the time, yun yung pinag-uusapan. But no one talks about that particular individual kung paano siya lumalaban. I think dapat mas napag-uusapan yung paano ka lumalaban. Hindi alam ng karamihan ng tao is kala nila naging successful yung tao kasi nagsikap lang siya. No, it's not just pure pagsisikap. That's not true. The reason why I want to talk what's in between kasi nakakalimutan minsan ng tao na para maging successful siya, kailangan niya munang nag-start din ako as trainee, naging agent, naging senior agent, naging trainer, naging quality analyst, naging team lead, naging manager, naging VP. Ano ito yung vice president? Ang saya. But the problem is, ang saya nung pangalan to the point ang daming sacrifices. Pero yung mga tao na tumulong sa'yo to be there, nawawala sila isa-isa. Most of those timelines and goals na sinet ko sa sarili ko, na-achieve ko siya. Pero nung na-achieve ko siya, hindi ako masaya. Because I am alone. Pag-isa ako dun sa taas, wala akong kasama. Nakalimutan ko yung sarili ko. Nakalimutan ko yung mga tao nasa paligid ko. That's one thing that I want the people to always remember. Na as you reach for your goals, as you move in life, huwag mo kakalimutan yung sarili. At huwag mo kakalimutan yung mga nasa paligid.
What if yung mga ibang tao sa side mo yung sila yung nagko-cause ng doubt mo? Anong masasabi sa mga tao yan?
With your realization na nagiging toxic na pala ako sa mga tao ko. Toxic leadership is very common. It's very common in the Filipino workplace and they're unaware of it. So what message would you say to these people in leadership positions? What hard pills or hard truths should they swallow if they want to break the pattern or be better leaders?
Most of the time what happens is pag may mali, especially sa isang kahit sa ang industriya, leaders often blame the system, blame the people. But the thing is, you yourself should be.
What message or advice would you give to people who are reporting to these perceived toxic managers or people in leadership? What steps can they take to confront these situations in the workplace?
Ang ganda nun. Ang hirap i-confront ng ganong situation, especially if we're talking about your manager or your supervisor. But the thing is,
What's next for Roldan?
in the long run, ang gusto ko na lang ma-achieve sa buhay ko, Max, is marami akong taong matulungan. Not financially siguro, pero marami akong taong matulungan in ways na kaya ko. In the long run, ayoko na lang papalipakan ng tao. Ayoko na nire-recognize ako. Ayoko na lang ganun. Ang gusto ko, ako na yung pumapalakpak para sa kanila. Ako na lang yung papalakpak para sa kanila. I'll start.
Sige.
20 years. Tama ba? 20 years. 2006 when we met. Kamusta ka ngayon? I'm gonna say a little bit. This will change. Kamusta ka ngayon?
Happy. Pero hindi pa satisfied.
That's a good start.
Sige. Roldan, if someone sees this video in the future, they would probably ask, who is this guy and what will he be talking about?
Who is this guy? It's nobody. Kagaya ng ordinaryong tao. Same as you are. Same as anyone else. I will talk about the in-betweens. Um, sabi ko nga, between giving up and success, most of the time, yun yung pinag-uusapan. Not just in podcasts, but in everyday living. Everyone wants to be viral na yun. Everyone wants to be successful. But no one talks about that particular individual kung paano siya lumalaban. So, I think dapat mas napag-uusapan yung paano ka lumalaban. Not because you wanna be successful, but just you wanna be you, yung gano'n. Mapupulot nila dito yung clarity na pwede naman palang tahimik lang yung buhay.
Usually, it's either black and white, it's either success or failure. My question to you is, out of all the topics, why did you choose to talk about what's in between?
The reason why I wanna talk about what's in between is, success is a hard bridge. Sabi ko, laging sinasabi yan. Failure is an easy thing to do. Giving up is so easy. Sobrang daling bumitaw. Ang hindi alam ng karamihan ng tao is, akala nila naging successful yung tao kasi nagsikap lang siya. No, it's not just pure pagsisikap. That's not true. The reason why I wanna talk what's in between, kasi nakakalimutan minsan ng tao na para maging successful siya, kailangan niya munang maging present sa sarili niya. I've been I've been working since 2010. So, I have goals in life. I wanna be successful. I wanna reach this. I wanna be a manager and all. The thing is, nung na-achieve ko yun, nakalimutan ko yung sarili ko. Plus, nakalimutan ko yung mga taong nasa paligid ko. That's one thing that I want the people to always remember. Na as you reach for your goals, as you move in life, huwag mo kakalimutan yung sarili mo. At huwag mo kakalimutan yung mga nasa paligid mo. You may be successful, you may be there, but the problem is, sino yung kasama mong umakyat? Dapat pag umakyat ka, madami kayo, sama-sama kayo. At dapat pag umakyat ka, kahit pagod ka, dapat buo ka pa din. Kasi, I heard this, kanino ko pa ito iniisip, yung sinasabi, I heard this sa radyo, na bawal akong sumuko, bawal akong mapagod, kasi wala akong backup, kasi ako yung backup. Hindi dapat ganun. Pwede kang bumagal, pwede kang magpahinga. Kasi anong mangyayari kung yung backup mismo napagod? So, pwede kang mag-rest. Kanya-kanyang facing naman yan, kanya-kanyang momentum, kanya-kanyang oras. As long as you show up for yourself, as long as you show up for other people, that what matters. That's what's in between.
Bago mag-start yung recording ng episode na to, one of the things you mentioned is being present. Ito ba yun?
Yeah. Showing up.
Parang dito kasi, nasasabi mo na yung presence sa ibang tao at saka yung halaga ng ibang tao sa side mo. What if yung mga ibang tao sa side mo yung sila yung nagko-cause ng down mo? Anong masasabi sa mga taong yan?
Ay, nag-rap ka. Ang daming ganun. You thought they are with you through thick and thin. Yung akala mo sila yung magiging kasama mo. But the thing is, sila yung nagiging distraction mo. Ang daming ganun. Um, Pinagdaanan natin lahat yan. Bad friends. Yan. Sometimes bad family. People will say cut them out. Diba sabihin nila, cut them out. Tanggalin mo sila. Ako, natatakot ako mag-cut out. What I do, I filter them. Nandyan kayo, okay lang ako, nandyan kayo. Pero I filter them out. Whatever, kung ano yung distraction na kinokos nila, hindi ba yung papansinin. Kahit ano pa, kahit gaano pa sila kaingay, hindi ko sila papansinin. Kasi, pag kinot out mo sila, most of the time, hindi sila yung nasasaktan. Ikaw yung masasaktan. So, what I do is, nandyan kayo, okay lang. Pero mas kilala ko yung sarili ko. I know myself better. So, if you're causing that distraction, wala akong pakialam. Kilala ko yung sarili ko. gagawin ko siya para sa sarili ko. Parang sa simplihan lang natin yung kung nag-aaral tayo, may mga tropa tayo na sabihin, "Huwag na tayong pumasok, inom na lang tayo. Kaya tara compros, 'yan, DOTA tayo," gano'n. Ikaw pa din yung magdedesisyon do'n.
If may nanonood ngayon, student siya na bored sa school, unsure siya about how his or her life is going to turn out after school, or may employee na pagod na siya sa company niya, 'di niya nakikita yung vision, 'di na siya motivated. How will this individual Where does this individual find the strength to show up?
Ang ganda nung tanong. Saan mo hahanapin yung lakas para magpakita? Actually, mags ano lang, para sa'kin, maybe I'm talking yung sobrang simple nung ways na sinasabi ko. Pero you just need to let yourself know na whatever you're feeling, kahit napapagod ka na, you're valid. It's valid. Your emotions are always valid. Dun sa estudyante na pagod na, pero pumapasok pa din at pagdating sa school feeling niya invisible na siya. Dun sa empleyado na kahit sobrang bigat na ng pinagdadaanan niya sa bahay, kailangan pa rin niyang pumasok sa work. And even those yung sa mga tao na parang ayaw na nila kasi sobrang pagod na nila. Sometimes, yung strength, hindi siya yung lakas na iniisip mo na lakas. Hindi rin siya motivation na kailangan mo. Hindi siya hindi mo kailangan maghanap ng quotable quote sa FB or sa Instagram. Sometimes all you need is yourself. Make yourself realize na by showing up, you're courageous. Kasi pinagdaanan mo 'to, Maps. There was a point in your life na hinahanap mo yung lakas na akala mo wala, bigla ka na lang din nawala. Mentally nawala ka. Kasi nga, hindi mo nahanap yung lakas. Kaya hindi mo siya nahanap kasi hindi mo siya alam kung ano siya. And most of the time, hindi mo naman talaga siya kailangan na mahanap agad. All you need to do is to show up pa din. Kasi 'pag nagpakita ka, 'pag pumasok ka kahit pagod ka, that itself is strength, courage na yun. Proof na yun sa sarili mo. Achievement na yun actually. Achievement na. Kasi not everyone can do it. I don't know if you would agree with that. Not everyone can show up.
Somehow you strike me as someone who is very matured and who's been through a lot. Ngayon, which experiences led you into being who you are right now?
Ako, nung nagkakilala tayo, you know me as someone very vocal. Sobrang tapang. Yan. Nakikipaglaban, nakikipag-away sa professors. I love being applauded. Gustong-gusto ko yung pinapalakpakan, gustong-gusto ko yung nare-recognize. Tsaka dati, ako yung tipo ng tao, I set timelines. At the age of this, kailangan may ganito ako. At the age of this, dapat eto na ako. Then, most of those timelines and goals na sinet ko sa sarili ko, na-achieve ko siya. Pero nung na-achieve ko siya, hindi ako masaya. Ang subjective niya, nung success para sa akin, ang subjective kasi parang nung na-achieve ko siya, dapat masaya ako, dapat kontento ako. Or the thing is, I am not. Why? Because I am alone. Mag-isa ako dun sa taas. Wala akong kasama. Yung mga nakasabayan ko, yung mga tumulong, yung mga humulma sa akin, wala na sila. Yung gano'n. Wala na sila or nandiyan man sila, hindi na sila nagsasalita. Tahimik na sila masyado. So, that's my realization. Yun yung experience ko na parang, wait, pwede siguro akong bumagal muna. Sumabay ako sa pacing ko, babagaan yung pacing ng buhay ko. 2022, I got sick, got diagnosed with diabetes. First time kong na-experience yung may sakit ka. Never ako nagdodoktor, never ako nagpapa-check up, never ako umiinom ng gamot. So, when I got diagnosed, dun ko na-realize na, wait lang, ito ba yung kapalit nung lahat nung pinagtrabahuhan ko? So, may mga people will check on you, that's normal. Pero sabi ko parang hindi siya enough dun sa enough na yung mental health ko, yung physical health ko nagsasuffer just because of my timelines. Just because of the goals that I want to achieve. So, dun ako nag-start na mag-let go. Actually, ang dami. Ang dami kong iniwan, Mavs. Kasi dun na ako masaya. The experiences na nakuha ko noon when I have my timelines, yun yung mga experiences na alam kong gustong makuha ng ibang tao ngayon. They wanna experience that. Because not everyone, not being mayabang, pero hindi lahat kayang pagdaanan yon at hindi lahat kayang ma-achieve yun. There are only certain people who can. But the thing is, yun din yung naging reason bakit nag-slow down ako. I need to slow down. I need to take my time. And I need to be present for myself. Dati kasi parang you grind. You grind because you have a goal. Ngayon, hindi. I grind because I wanna be happy. I grind kasi gusto ko masaya lang yung buhay. Simple pero masaya. Tahimik pero masaya. Those are yun yung experience. Yung experience ko doon, ngayon ginagawa ko na lang siya as self-reflection na dapat hindi ka bumalik doon. Many people will disagree. Kasi sabi ko nga, halos lahat ng tao ngayon gusto lang nila maging successful. But the thing is, it's subjective. Ano ba yung success para sa kanila? The success means kailangan milyonaryo siya, kailangan may kotse at bahay siya. Then pag meron na siya noon, the question is, successful ka sa bagay na yan, pero masaya ba siya? Ako, I don't have a lot of money. I don't have, alam mo yun, wala akong sasakyan. I do commute. Pero masaya ako. Yun yung experience gusto kong malaman, ma-experience, or rather, yun yung experience na gusto kong i-share sa tao, yung ma-realize nila na okay lang na wala ka pa doon. Just as long as everyday na bumangon ka, gumising ka, you're happy, masaya ka, and you're moving. As long as you're moving, that's enough for me.
Kanina, na-mention mo na when you were on your way to the top, you were with some few certain people, and at some point, they fell silent. Why?
Because when you're reaching for your goals, Maps, especially sa industriya natin dati, all you care is numbers. It's always a numbers game. So you always put your people as numbers. Kailangan ma-achieve natin yung certain number na ganito. Kailangan ganito karami yung maipasok natin na pera, to the point na nakalimutan ko na as their head, as the leader, nakalimutan ko nang mag-check na, hey, kaya pa ba? Or hey, kamusta ka na? Nawala na yung personal connection mo sa mga tao. Kasi sobrang ano mo na sobrang drowned ka, sobrang lubog ka na dun sa idea na kailangan number one ka. Kailangan magaling ka. To the point that yung mga tao mo napapagod din sila. All you care is them to work. Lagi mo lang pinupush, sige kaya pa, trabaho lang, trabaho lang. I-hit mo yung ganitong target. Pero minsan ang nangyayari, they're doing it kasi they are being forced to do it na. They're no longer happy on what they're doing. Kahit maging number one ka pa ng isang taon, pero they're not happy. Hindi siya maganda. That's the reason why tumatahimik sila. There's this term, malicious compliance na nga lang minsan eh. They just follow. They no longer contribute dun sa discussion. Sige, susunod na lang ako kasi yun yung gusto mo.
Para mas mabigyan ng context kung sino man yung mga future manonood ng video.
It was
I-call out na natin to. Anong industry to and Ano yung specific position na na-handle mo or na-achieve mo?
BPO, alam mo naman yan. Naging magkapatid tayo sa BPO industry. Nakadaming kumpanya tayo.
If a 14-year-old Filipino was watching this, ano yung BPO?
BPO, in layman's term, call center. Yan yung sinasabi nilang takbuhan na walang makuhang trabaho, di ba? Ganyan sila eh. Kung sinasabi nila, nag-call center rin kasi walang gustong tumanggap sa kanya sa ibang industry. Or, nag-call center yan kasi magaling yan mag-English. Yeah. Usually, sasabihin nila, nag-call center yan kasi gusto niya upo-upo. Well, upo-upo, pero mabigat yung trabaho. It's taxing. Sobrang toxic ng trabaho. Um, at nag-start din ako as trainee, naging agent, naging senior agent, naging trainer, naging quality analyst, naging team lead, naging manager, naging VP,
When you say VP, ano yun?
operations.
Yun na ba yung pinaka
That's my goal.
malayo na
Yeah, that's my goal. Yun yung goal ko dati. Kasi parang, alam mo yun, as someone who didn't finish college, yan, ano yung vice president? Ang saya. But the problem is, ang saya nung pangalan to the point ang daming sacrifices. Um, hindi na sa personal. I wanna get away with my personals. Pero yung mga tao na tumulong sa'yo to be there, nawawala sila isa-isa. Simply because, yun nga, parang na lang silang numbers. You know how BPO works. Diba? Numbers game. You wanna be number one, kailangan mababa AHT mo. Maganda NPS mo. Maganda SIPA. Maganda survey results mo. To the point that you're pushing your people to do a lot of things na you failed to check on them. Na you're familiar with coaching, right? Ang nangyayari na lang sa coaching is you coach them for numbers. You no longer coach them to success.
Siya na po. So, yan. Nag-start ka sa bottom of the corporate chain. Umakyat ka sa iba-ibang posisyon from manager to team leader to VP. Iba yung relationship kapag ka-level mo yung colleagues mo, kapag ka-work mo lang sila. Iba din yung relationship kapag when it suddenly becomes na they report directly to you, all of a sudden may shift sa relationship. May shift din sa pakikitungo mo sa kanila. So, kailan tsaka paano mo na-realize na iba na pala yung relationship mo sa previous na sabi mo, mga tumulong sa'yo, and yun, how did you realize na parang in a way, or hindi mo na paano mo na-realize na parang naging toxic na or iba yung relationship mo sa mga previous?
That's a good question. Kasi most of the time, yung mga leaders na umaakyat, yung mga napopromote, nirealize namin yan late na. Narealize ko siya on my personally. Sa akin no, narealize ko siya nung pagpapasok ako, yung good morning nila compliance na lang. Nawawala na yung side stories, yung mga side chats. Nawawala na yung pumupunta sa akin to talk about their lives. Wala na. Um, pag pumunta na sa'yo, ang lagi na lang nilang tanong is, how to achieve this? Paano ko makukuha yung goal ko na ganito? Paano ko mapapababa yung HP ko? And doon ko na-realize na parang ang laki na ng pagbabago kasi tumaas yung tingin ko sa sarili ko. That's number one na nangyari. To the point na minsan kahit may mali na ako, hindi ko pa rin siya ina-admit. I blame the system. I blame the people. Tapos yung part na wala na yung personal attachment. Wala na yung personal na pag-uusap na dati nagagawa mo naman. Like, since before co-worker kayo, kahit hindi kayo parehong ahente, kahit supervisor, agent position ka lang dati, when you talk, nagkakaintindihan kayo, may personal touch yung bawat pag-uusap. Nung umakyat ako ng umakyat, nawala yun. I failed dun sa part na yun, ako nag-fail. I failed to check on them. Sa sobrang taas din ng tingin ko sa sarili ko, I thought of them as my worker. Hindi na sila yung kaagapay mo. Dapat kasi kaagapay, 'di ba? In terms of work, dapat magkakaagapay kayo. Yung sa akin hindi. Nangyari is kailangan magtrabaho lang sila. And yung hindi na sila nagpapakita even even during gatherings, maraming gatherings sa BPO. Madaming gatherings. Dati lalapit yan sa'yo. Makikisasama sa lamesa mo to eat and all. That time, wala na. Nag-iba na yung mga kasama mo. Doon ko na-realize na may mali na pala. May mali na. And dapat itigil siya. Kung gano'n. Doon ko siya na-realize. And it was late when I realized it. Kasi paalis na ako ng BPO. Pa-retired na ako nung na-realize ko siya.
When someone's on his way to the top slash personal goals, should one change his goals para hindi mawala yun?
No. If I'm talking to someone, you don't need to change your goals. You just need to change your perspective.
How do I do that? How do I change my perspective?
Ganda ng question, how do you change your perspective? Lalo na kung nakasanayan mo na siya. Madaming sa akin kaisa sa'yo, Mavs. Kasi may mga kailangan kang bitawan. The first thing that you need na bitawan is yung comfortability. Kasi shaky yung pagpapalit ng perspective. Pangalawa, yung ego. Kailangan mong babaan yung ego mo. Kasi kailangan mong makinig. At kailangan mong makiramdam. And always check kung mga kasama mo. Okay ka pa ba? Kaya ba natin? Most of the time kasi yung nangyayari is, eto yung goal ko. Ako yung leader. Eto yung goal natin. Eto yung gagawin natin. Ganito lang siya. Eto na yung gagawin natin. Ang perspective pala, hindi dapat siya gano'n. Dapat ang gagawin is, eto yung goal natin. Paano natin siya gagawin? Paano natin siya ma-achieve? Give me inputs. Give me ideas. Then let's work tayo on that. Kasi the moment na ikaw lang yung nasusunod, may mali na. Kasi they will feel, mafe-feel na nila na hindi sila napapakinggan. Mafe-feel na nila na robot na lang sila. And kahit ma-reach mo yung goal mo, mawawala din sila. Mase-set aside sila. Kasi una pa lang, sinet aside mo na sila.
Ang interesting kasi ng journey mo as a previous BPO professional na nanggaling ka as um, employee or entry level to manager to team leader to BP na nagsa-stand out sa akin yung story mo kasi um, with your realization na shit, nagiging toxic na pala ako sa mga tao ko, which is based on my experience in the BPO industry then and in all professional environments na it's very common to have a toxic leader, and I'm sure very familiar din yung audience natin and yung general working population na uh, toxic leadership is very common. It's very common in the Filipino workplace. So, na-amaze lang ako na nakapunta ka sa point dun sa realization na yun na something needs to change. I'm causing more harm than good. I need to do better. Not just for my people, pero for myself din kasi it speaks a lot about me. For me, that says so much and it's so rare to have someone realize that, to experience that. So, may two parts yung question ko. First is, what message do you have to people in similar leadership positions who haven't had this realization yet na they're unaware na nagkakos na pala sila ng harm or nasa ganitong toxic stage na pala sila and they're unaware of it. So what message would you say to these people in leadership positions? Um, what questions do they need to ask themselves? What hard pills or hard truths should they swallow if they want to break the pattern or be better leaders?
Actually, hindi siya question na sorry, hindi siya question na kailangan nilang masagot, pero they should stop blaming the system. Kasi most of the time what happens is 'pag may mali, especially sa isang, kahit saang industriya, leaders often blame the system, blame the people. But the thing is, you yourself should be accountable for it. Ang hirap nun. Not everyone can do it. Yung ikaw mismo aamin ka na mali ako, na, nagkamali ako dito, mahirap yon. That's one thing na kailangan matutunan ng mga leaders or mga future leaders. Be accountable, not just for your actions. Be accountable for your people's action. Why? Because you're their leader nga eh. 'Pag nagkamali sila, ibig sabihin nagkamali ka rin. 'Pag pumalpak yung mga yan, ibig sabihin pumalpak ka rin. So stop blaming them. Instead, be accountable for them. And once natutunan mo na yung pagiging accountable, mas maga-guide mo sila ng mas maayos. Why? Kasi ngayon yung tao mo, mafe-feel na nila na, "Wait, ako yung nagkamali pero hindi niya ako sinisi." Instead, sinabi niya na siya rin nagkamali siya at ngayon tinutulungan na niya ako. It would be a positive environment. It would be a good working environment. And let's face the reality, sa Philippines, hindi gano'n yung sistema natin. Madaming madaming boss, madaming bida, na sa sobrang dami ng bida, nakakalimutan na nila na yung mga tao sa baba nila, eh, nasasaktan din kapag bini-blame nila.
Thank you. Second part ng question ko, um, so meron tayong direction for the leaders. Ito naman, for the people who report to those leaders, yung mga yung mga direct reports. What message or advice would you give to people who are reporting to these perceived toxic managers or people in leadership? What steps can they take to confront these situations in the workplace?
Ang ganda nun. Ang hirap ang hirap i-confront nung gano'ng situation, especially if we're talking about your manager or your supervisor. But the thing is, tao lang din naman yung leader. Tao lang din naman yung manager mo. You just need to let them know. Hindi mo sila kailangan awayin. Hindi niyo rin sila kailangan pagtsismisan, which is very normal. What you need to do is to address it properly. Tell them directly. It's always communication. Kasi nangyayari yan eh. Si si agent or si specialist, may problema na siya kay TL or kay manager pero hindi niya sinasabi. Sinasabi niya siya sa mga katrabaho niya. Ginagawa nilang pulutan si TL. Paano mai-correct ni leader yung pagkakamali niya kung hindi natin siya sinasabihan? We need to let them know. As a direct report, you directly reporting to your leader, you need to let them know. There are always, in the industry, in the professional industry, may mga times na mag-uusap talaga kayo ng boss mo, one-on-one. Sa BPO, it's once a week. You have coaching. And that should not just be the leader talking to you or telling you what to do or asking you how to do it. It's also an opportunity for the direct report to tell their leaders about their misses. Mahirap siyang iswallow sa part ni leader, pero 100% sure ako, after nung pag-uusap niyo na yon, may mare-realize siya sa sarili niya. Mas mare-realize niya na, kung ganito na yung nararamdaman ng direct report ko na 'to, Baka ganun din yung nararamdaman ng ibang direct reporting sa akin. So we need to let them know directly. Confront the situation professionally. Don't gossip about it.
I always saw you as someone na pupunta sa politics. Somehow you'll end up sa politics.
I tried. I tried.
What happened?
Hindi siya successful. Ay, natalo tayo, pero masaya ako. There's a funny story. Humabol akong kagawad. Philippines, normal ang kagawad sa barangay. Humabol akong barangay kagawad.
Pwede stop muna kita. Ano ang kagawad at ano ang ginagawa niya? Wala kasi talaga akong alam na kahit ano sa government. Ang kagawad ba, counselor ba to?
Yeah, barangay councilor. Legislators. Yeah,
Okay.
they legislate.
Anong role ng kagawad sa isang barangay?
They legislate. Sila yung magawa ng batas. Barangay ordinances, resolutions, and sometimes they are given committee chairmanships. So si executive, which is the barangay captain, usually appoints them. Like for example, kagawad Navrit, you handle peace and order. So ikaw ka sa kagawad, ang trabaho mo is panatiling mapayapa yung nasasakupan niyo. So ikaw yung may hawak ng mga bantay bayan, the DPATs, ikaw may hawak ng rescue, ikaw may hawak ng emergency response, o may hawak ng command center. Ganun yung trabaho ng kagawad. Um, depende kung ano yung i-appoint sa'yo na committee chairmanship, pero ang main trabaho mo talaga is gumawa ng batas. Gumawa ng ordinansa.
Ano yung story mo dun sa kagawad?
Umabol ako way back. Natalo ako. Pero, nung natalo ako, Max, hindi ako nasaktan. Hindi rin ako umiyak.
Explain.
Naging masaya ako. Why? Kasi nung natalo ako, nakita ko yung mga tao na kasama ko talaga. Nakilala ko yung mga kasama ko talaga. And up until now, kasama ko sila sa community. Doon ko na-realize na hindi lahat ng battle, hindi lahat ng laban sa buhay kailangan ipanalo. Minsan kailangan lang siyang matapos. Natapos yung laban na yon. Hindi ako nanalo sa bilangan, pero nanalo ako kasi sa part na nakilala ko lahat ng tao na hanggang ngayon nakakatrabaho ko.
You say you're happy. Pero I'm hearing heartbreak from your voice.
There's heartbreak. It's always part of it. Pero hindi ko ipagpapalit. Kung sabihin nila, if there's another chance na this time mananalo ka na, pagpapalit ko ba yung experiences ko na yon na natalo ako? Hindi pa rin. And that's the reason why I stopped yung sa pamumulitika, yung like me personally running for a position, I stopped. What I'm doing now is I'm helping yung mga humahabol. Yung mga gustong humabol, I'm helping them out. If I believe yung prinsipyo mo, kung yung pinaglalaban mo, yung reason mo bakit ka humahabol is maganda at gusto ko siya, and alam ko na may maitutulong ka sa community, I'll fight for you. I'll fight with you. Tutulungan kita.
Lagi akong nagtatanong ng question na parang yung may magigain ako. Pero itong question na to, wala man akong magigain pero interested ako. What's next for Roldan?
In the long run, ang gusto ko na lang ma-achieve sa buhay ko, Mavs, is marami akong taong matulungan. Not financially siguro, pero marami akong taong matulungan in ways na kaya ko. As simple as helping them reach their goals maybe, or giving them advice, or siguro by just being there, present with them. Ganun na lang siya. In the long run, ayoko na lang papalakpakan ako ng tao. Ayoko na nire-recognize ako. Ayoko na ng ganun. Ang gusto ko, ako na yung pumapalakpak para sa kanila. Ako na lang yung papalakpak para sa inyo. Parang ito, sabi ko nga, this podcast, wala naman on my part, Sabi ko nung interviewin niyo ako, wala naman akong mai-impart na knowledge talaga sa tao, pero gagawin ko siya not for myself, not for your team, but for you. I'm doing it for you. Why? Kasi ang tagal. More than 12 years before you reach out. Yun yun. I'm doing it for the person. Kasi yung tao may gusto siyang ma-achieve. If I can real help, I would help.
There's one question that I ask every guest. YouTube hates before it. Everybody dies.
Mhm.
How would you like people to remember you?
Natawa ako doon. May post akong ganyan eh. Are you guys Kapampangan? May pinost ako. It's para lang medyo maging light. Sabi ko, pag nete ako buring sasabihan niyo na gabayan na kayo. Nabanten na kayo. Kasi makana akong mataynawan ng banten na ko pa. I want the people to remember me. Feeling ko hindi nila ako patatandaan. Sorry. Pero gusto ko yung tao, matandaan nila ako as someone who showed up. Who always show up. No matter how difficult life is. Kahit gaano ka shaky yung situation. Gusto ko matandaan nila ako na lagi akong present. Na nag-show up ako. Why? Kasi gusto ko matandaan nila na sa buhay, yung taong nagpapakita, yung taong present palagi, siya yung taong may na-achieve. Kasi if you keep on showing up, gusto ko kahit namatay na ako, gusto ko ma-realize nila na as si Odam, si Roldan, si Dads, nung buhay yan, palagi siyang nandyan. Hindi na minsan para sa sarili niya, para sa ibang tao. Gusto ko ma-realize nila at mapulot nila na, uy, hindi ko naman pala kailangan magbigay ng 1 million sa isang tao para guminhawa siya. I just need to show up for them. Kailangan lang nandun ako sa tabi niya. Kailangan lang kasama niya ako.
Dads, malapit na matapos yung episode na to. Is there any question you wish I asked but never did? And what's that question?
I don't know if you've asked this, pero kamusta ka? I don't know. I always start my conversation with kamusta ka? Kasi not everyone asks it. Be it in a podcast or personally. Um, the word kumusta ka or the question kamusta ka, sobrang lalim niya na gusto ko sa mga makakarinig nito is they should use it. Kahit araw-araw magkumustahan tayo. Simply because not everyone na kaharap mo na masaya is masaya. Not everyone opens up randomly. Lalo na ikaw, 'di ba? You don't open up randomly. Madaming ganyan, Mavs. So, that particular question, minsan 'pag tinanong mo siya, nagiging opening siya dun sa soul nung tao.
Thank you for showing up to date. I just want to thank you. When I reached out to you, I asked the first question I asked. You are one of the most eloquent speakers I know. You still are, and you will always be.
Talaga?
At meron tradition sa podcast na to kung saan yung current guest, mag-iiwan siya ng message sa future self niya. Tapos, hindi dun natatapos yun. Yung same message na iiwan mo sa future self mo, isi-share dun sa next guest. Kahit kami, hindi namin alam kung sino yun. Yung previous guest, ito yung iniwan niya for you.
It's Edward ba?
Ah. Thank you.
Salamat. It's a pleasure.